All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a subdivide list on Land Portal. In 2026, minor subdivides is one of the things that we are focusing on more than anything else. It's a way to make really, really good money on deals. I'm going to show you how to build these lead lists on Land Portal so you can target these subdivides as well. Let's get to it. All right, so I'm on Land Portal here, and let's choose an area. Let's go, I don't know, let's just go outside Ohio somewhere. We'll choose a county. Let's do Adams County, Ohio. It's a county I talk about a decent amount for no reason. But let's go to map search. So this is where you are going to build a list, and you can go back and forth in the top right if you just wanted the map or list, whatever. So we're going to go Ohio. So this is how we build a list, essentially. We are putting in our criteria. Okay, first criteria, I want to look in Ohio. Second criteria, I want Adams County, Ohio. And I'm going to zoom in real fast. Before we do that, let's zoom into Adams County. And let me just show you a little bit what I'm talking about with subdividing. So there's a couple things that are keys. And I'm just looking for a piece of land that makes sense. So again, we are looking for road frontage. That's one of the keys. Big road frontage is what we are looking for. So let's take, hold on. We will find a parcel here. Let's go here, for example. So what we're looking for, and this might not be a highway you're allowed to subdivide on, but that being said, let's not worry about that at this time. So what we're looking for, essentially, you can see all this land right here. And what subdividing is, it's essentially taking this big parcel and cutting it up into a few smaller parcels. So there's 5.5 acres that maybe you have here. So again, this is just, I just want to explain before we build the list what we are trying to do. And what you do when you break this property up from whatever its big parcel is, I don't know exactly. Let's see. We'll just add this up real fast. I messed that one up. Let's delete that right there. No problem. So we have 6.5, 5.5, that is 12 plus 16. We have about 28 acres. So what we're doing when we break up this 28 acres into 5, 6, and 16, I would probably do 8 and 8 or something like that, is we are making the property worth more, essentially. When you break it down into smaller acreages, you're going to get more per acre. 28 acres might go for $4,000 or $5,000 an acre, while 6 acres might go for $8,000 an acre. And that's the key to subdividing. That's how you make money, subdividing. But let's get back to what we're actually talking about today. Let's get back to our building a list. So again, Ohio, Adams County, Ohio. The next key thing is I want vacant land. I don't want land with things on it. So let's hit vacant lots. And this actually does a satellite overview. It looks for structures. It pulls county data. This is AI vacant lots. So you're not getting any lots that have houses on them, have structures that it identifies as a residence. All right. The next key thing is acreage. And this is very key. Some counties you might target 10 acres to 50 acres for subdividing. Some counties you might target 20 acres to 50. We're going to do something pretty broad. Let's go 20 to 100. So we want decent size acreage. You could probably go a little smaller, and some of it does matter on the county regulations. Some counties are going to be like, you cannot subdivide anything under 20 acres. All right, so why would we target under 20 acres? So you want to know that when you're going into this. But again, we're talking about building the list. So we're going to do 20 to 100. Okay, we are going to go and we're going to exclude all active for sale. You could target actives for sale on this. Let's exclude that, and let's exclude recent sold listings on the MLS as well. So the next few things, I don't care about this. This is the Land Portal estimate. We don't care about the estimate price out of county, out of state owner. That's basically saying if you wanted to only target people who do not live in the same county or the same state as the land, which would be Adams County, Ohio, then you can do those. I don't care about those. City limits, I am going to turn on. I want them to be outside city limits. What happens inside city limits when you're talking about improvements or subdivides, there's a lot more regulations. And you can see city limits if you just hit the city limits overview and zoom in. You can see, like, let's just not do, they're going to have restriction in these areas. It's not a good place to do subdivides, especially if you're just getting started with them. All right. So that is essentially the those are the criteria we're doing in terms of, like, okay, simple criteria that you can do. The next ones are more like, okay, let's do things that make sense for subdividing in particular. Number one is landlocked. If you say yes, that means the property is not going to have any road access. We obviously don't want that. We're going to put no there. And now we have road frontage. This is one of the key things with subdividing, is making sure you have ample road frontage. And the way I look at it is, if I'm trying to, I like to give about 300 feet of road frontage, 300 to 400 feet of road frontage for 10 acres. For 5 acres is like 200. For 20 acres, you want a little more than that. You don't want these really thin lots with no road frontage. It makes them very, very difficult to sell on the back end. We want to, when we're making subdivides, we want to make desirable land for the end buyer. But let's go, I don't think 1,000 is necessary. Let's do, maybe it is. Let's do 1,000 feet of road frontage minimum. And then I'm going to do buildability percentage. I did another video on slope. Let's just do for buildability percentage. Let's do at least 30% of it is buildable. And we have at least let's do at least 8 acres buildable. All right. Landlocked, no, 1,000. Then max FEMA and max wetlands, we're just going to do 50 and 50 on this. And that is really, this is all land criteria. Like, we're looking, okay, what's the quality of the land for these features right here? At least 30% buildable. At least 8 of the acres are buildable. A lot of people don't overlap these two. I actually do want to overlap these two. So 30%. Yeah, I like that. I think that is going to be solid in terms of this. At least 8 acres. I'm going to hit apply. We might make some adjustments. I'm going to look at the land. I'm going to hit apply. We're going to view all this data on the map. And when you're doing this specific in a county like this, some counties are going to have much more data for this criteria, but we're only 20 to 100. You're not going to get big lists. You can see this list is only 136 properties. And you can see a lot of it is not in this sloped area. You can see how many mountains are here. It basically got rid of all of these based on our buildability stuff, which is good. That's what we want. I'm going to zoom in though, and I'm going to see how these properties look. So you zoom in and like, okay, this is amazing. This is a corner lot, ton of road frontage. This would be an incredible piece of land to get. Same thing here. All these properties look really, really solid. This is one that doesn't look as good. Like the road frontage, it's enough road frontage, 1,000. It's kind of awkward with this water. Doesn't mean we have to do anything about it. We can still target it. If you want to take it off your list, you can always do that and take it off. I'm not going to do that for this situation because I think it is good enough land. Again, here you can see you have road frontage over here. You have a ton of road frontage here. Just beautiful piece of land. And what I'm looking for here as I'm going through here and building, the list is already built. But what I'm doing when I'm going through here, I'm looking like, okay, is there any type of land that like, okay, I did something wrong in terms of the filters, anything like that, anything that looks like it shouldn't be on this list or we shouldn't be targeting it. All these look really good, but you want to go to different areas of the county. So that's all very similar land there. Let's go like down here, see if it's the same situation. So again, very nice road frontage here. You have a little bit of road frontage actually here coming through. I don't know if you're gonna be able to do anything in terms of subdivide there, but that looks good. Here is incredible amount of road frontage. You could cut this all the way up, and just for example, again, like you could go, matters what the county regulations are, but you could cut this up probably 8 to 10 times at least with all that road frontage, and you're going to have beautiful, just cut it all the way up. You can probably go smaller than that 9.8 for some of them for sure. So that is what we're looking for when you're building this list. It really is as simple as that. Again, you could go, and we're actually going to do that. I want to show, because there are subdivide opportunities from 10 to 20 acres as well. So what we're going to do here, we're not going to export. You can actually mail directly from here. We'll do another video on actually mailing for subdivides. But we are going to we're going to create a saved list, and we're going to do Adams County, Ohio subdivide list. Okay, we're going to hit save. Okay, so this is going to save all these properties. I'm going to close here. I'm going to go back to our map search, and I'm going to make some changes. So we just threw in 20 to 100 acres. Like I said before, I don't want to ignore those 10 to 20 acres. There are some really good deals, but the criteria is going to look a little different for these. So I'm going to do 10 to 20 now. We're going to add on to that list essentially, keep all of this criteria the same, But what I want to change is I want to get rid of this 8 acres. That's way too much land for 10 to 20 acres of being buildable. We're going to lose all of our properties. I'm just going to keep this 30%. And then I also want to change the minimum road frontage to 600 feet because we can make it really could be 500. 500 is going to be getting tight on some properties. Let's do 500 though, and let's look through. So at least 30% buildable, 500 feet of road frontage. And again, we're just 10 to 20 acres right now, and we're going to hit apply. This number is going to change, probably be a little bit smaller. That's fine. And let's look what we have here. Okay, so these, again, remember, these are going to be different types of subdivides with much smaller land. This is an amazing first piece because it's got double-sided road frontage over here. Then you still have some really good properties with high road frontages. That's why I wanted to keep in this 10 to 20. But the thing about 10 to 20 is, again, like if I did this and let me show you this real fast. So if we kept it in our original criteria, 1,000 feet of road frontage and 8 acres buildable, I'm guessing this 98 is going to turn almost to 0. So it turns to 34. We lost 64 good properties. So again, don't keep that, and we can have less road frontage for subdivide properties or for smaller acreages. So scrolling through all these again, similar to what we did before, all these look pretty darn good in terms of road frontage. That's a little weird because you have a driveway running through. But that being said, as far as like the quality of this list, I don't have any issues with any of this land, honestly, thus far. So again, we're just looking at it. This is a little weird. I think you have a road. I guess you have a road here. This would be a tough one to make a subdivide. And this is one of them that is probably very close to this 500. It's 528. And then we have 16 acres. You can definitely make a couple parcels out of this. It's just you're not going to have as much ability to make a ton, 8, 10 parcels. You obviously can't do that. You might be able to make 2 or 3 parcels out of this piece of land, and you'll have to get kind of creative on it. But what we're going to do here, we're going to go back to our map search, and we're going to go save list, and we're going to go add to save list, and we are going to go to Adams County, Ohio. No, hold on. Adams County, Ohio subdivide list. We're going to hit save. And we're going to go to save list, and we're going to see it's going to combine these two. We're going to have somewhere in the mid to upper 200s, I believe, in terms of properties. We have 230 properties in terms here. And yeah, now you essentially have a list of properties that you can target. And what you would have to do from there is export the list. You can decide how you want to export it, what you want in terms of here. Remove duplicates so you're not remailing or retext, whatever it is, however you're reaching out, cold calling to these people. You'd hit confirm, and it is going to get you a list, an exported list of all the data on there. If you're cold calling, one thing to make sure is when you're exporting, make sure you skip trace the list when you're exporting, and it's going to merge the phone numbers on there. I believe you get 6 phone numbers, email, and you can get an email address as well. So yeah, that is how you build a subdivide list on Land Portal. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is a huge opportunity right now, subdividing to make money. If you guys are not currently on Land Portal, hit the link in the description below, free 7-day trial, or scan the QR code right there. Other than that, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.